Hello everyone, it's Ross here of the Hobbyist Den, and welcome back to another Let's Paint. So in this one, I'm doing the continuation of the Death Guard from the Dark Imperium box set. Here we have the Lord of Contagion, and much like the Obnoxious Blightbringer, he's going to be getting his full body wash. That didn't sound great. But at any rate, going to do up all the armor. Like I said in my previous video, doing up the Obnoxious Blightbringer, just showing off what I'm doing up next. I'm probably going to spend just a little bit more time on him than the Obnoxious Blightbringer and all the other models. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Like, it is an HQ model. Now, just a quick disclaimer. When I say speed painting, I'm referring to the speed painting in my head. Basically, typical speed painting is just throw some quick colors on and that's it. Whereas this one, I'm putting some quick colors on and a little bit of depth and detail to it. So to start, like usual, I'm going to just get the bristles on my wash brush. Where is my stone? Need that after. Devil and Mud. I'm also going to need to grab my blue paints too. Let's see, we'll use Modern Blue for the little smoke or fire effects there. And I'll blend it with Ultramarines Blue and a touch of Ice Blue. I don't know what those are in the new Citadel color range, so you may want to look those up if anyone's interested in copying. Because typically all I'm doing is copying an old 30K paint scheme, but just doing some little different additions to it. Now, without further ado, I'm gonna just get this started. So that is that. I'm going to give that a good half an hour to 45 minutes like before. I know I said before I'd give it an hour, however, should be good by then. Okay, it's been about 30-ish minutes, and going back over them, I noticed I missed a couple of minor spots, but that's okay. Like right in there, I can clean that up, and down over there, it's going to get dirtied up anyway. So next up, of course, is my Demon Stone. Not sure what it is on the new not GWI Citadel line for a name. Whoa, that was close. But yeah, doing the armor up on that next. There we go. I did end up with a Demon Stone. It's a little too bright for my liking of the types of paint. So that's good. Gonna do up all the metally bits next, because we've got some exposed servos or something there in the armor plating. I think, yeah. And of course, we're gonna get my gunmetal. Alright, I think that's all the metal-y bits. Give the brush a good cleaning. And I'm going to start the pauldrons and leg piece next. And after that, I'll do his cape. Whoop. Do up his cape. And the cloth on the handle. I'm not sure if I want to paint it like a bone handle or a wooden handle. I should make it like a bone-like handle. Yeah, I'll do that. Oh, I did miss a spot. Right here. This little plague charm or whatever you want to call it. And of course, for the first layer green, Gretchen green. I'll do all the little goblin bits while I'm at it. Or DVD bits. Now I did realize there was a small spot I missed with the metal. Can't believe I missed it. I'm just gonna take a little bit out of the top here. Just put it over like so. I also went green on the foot, didn't mean to. But I'll cover that up with typhus corrosion. Actually, you know what, to be on the safe side, I probably should just add a little bit over that. It's not gonna look the same as if it was dry brushed over. But it'll blend in properly with typhus corrosion. And I also got a bunch of little demon horns I gotta go back and touch with some white paint. Put little eyes on them. And I might go and correct that one horn of that guy, I don't know yet. At any rate, yeah, so cloth work, no, not yet. Got a snap blade. So I'm going to go up the cape, the cloth piece on the axe, and I'm also going to paint his guts up too. His guts will get two-tone. First, I'm going purple. again. Now, there's some parts of the cave I can't reach with the brush, but you're not going to be able to see it anyway on the tabletop. I also forgot to paint his little amulets in too, so I guess I'm going back with the little paint, doing that next. And I forgot to paint the demons in. You know what? Well, I'll go back and do a touch up on that later. Let's see. Next up, I'm going to finish up his guts. I had it here somewhere. There's a pink paint. What was it called? There it is. Tentacle pink. Now I tried to ride this one as best I could, but I can get enough wet on there to just slob it all in. That's that. Well, let's dry and start the flames next. I want to go with a blue flame. So, let's get this other guy for reference. Yeah, I did use 3 shades of blue. There we go. The tricky part about wet blending down the go is to put the paint on wet, in my case, and then going over it wet again, at the same time trying to keep your brush clean from the other paint before you put it back in the pot. Now, I'm not going to disturb that. I'm just going to let that sit and dry, and I will be back in about 5 minutes. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes, not 5. And I'm losing sunlight now, so next up... Oh. Get some purple in there to paint. More touch-ups. Okay. So, next up, I'm going to do up the horns, and I'm going to call it a day. And tomorrow, I'll just do up the touch-ups that's needed and finish up the rest of the base. So without further ado... Alright, there we are. So I'll leave that for now, and I'll come back tomorrow. I was going to add a bit of white over top of those horns, but the primer is blended in pretty good. So then, time to get some munchies and then get ready for work. So here I am on a lovely Monday morning, and I forgot to change that paint pot water out. That's okay. Looking at the model briefly, I noticed I missed a spot up here. I gotta still paint here and here. And also look at the artwork for the book. This piece right here is actually loincloth of some sort. Then his guts hang out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and correct that. Paint these in. I'm going to paint up the little eyeballs down here and over here. Paint up these horns a little bit. And I'll be right back. Okay, the touch-ups as far as I can see are now complete. I painted a little tongue on these guys here, up in the crest area. And that's pretty much it. I'd go around with dab black and dab black. These guys here, little tendrils there, and let that dry. Now, where's my dab black? Dab black, there it is. And presto. So while that's drying, I will start the base next. So that's the base done. I just now realized I forgot to do the typhus corrosion. But we'll do that once that paint dries. No biggie. Next thing I am going to do though is I'm going to take this Citadel Blood for Blood God, a technical paint, and bloody up the guts on this guy. Man, I love this technical paint. It does some pretty neat stuff. So for now, I'm going to let this all dry. I'll be back in about 5 minutes, and I will continue with typhus corrosion around his feet, and then I'll do up some bits of the axe with it, because it's kind of like a plague axe in a way. And probably add some blood splatter effects within here once that technical paint of typhus corrosion dries, and then I will go around and do some, well, some typical nerdle rot stuff somewhere. Maybe a bit off his guts, some point out of that ooze ball maybe. We'll see. Okay, I am now back. I actually ended up sitting down and watching the rest of Season 3 of the Great Canadian Baking Show, and now I want to make pastries and whatnot. At any rate, to where I left off, I'm going to be doing up the typhus corrosion next. So this will be fun, because I don't want to touch the little demon guys down there with this. Along his feet. I'm going to add like armored foot corrosion, and the blood work for his guts came out really nice. I do gotta go back and touch a couple spots up on his little belly cloth at some point. There we are. So while that this dries up, I'm going to do up the base next. The thing with this paint though is you don't want to go too thin, or they come up in like little flakes. But on a base this big with all this open space, might as well make it just a little bit thicker, spread it around, where you know it's really going to look imposing. There we go. Yeah, you can see on this end of the stick all those nice crack effects. That's what this is going to do. that's done. That bit's done. The bone work there. Can't do much more to the base until, well, trim the base that is, or trim the edge until that other paint dries. So I'll be back again in a few little, well, I should say maybe more than a few. Gonna be time to dry. Back in about an hour. So for the most part, the what do you call it technically again? Algerian earth is pretty much starting to cure around the edges, so it's good enough for me to go ahead and start doing the base up in black. You know, I sometimes wonder if I should just did like a whole brown edge, but I already did the black trim on these. Might as well keep the pattern going. Now, where's my black? Chaos black. So my chaos black is pretty old, and I will have to go and do up another layer. I think my Blightbringer as well at some point. However, until my bronze paint comes in, this guy is going to be pretty much officially completed for now. And I will give some still shots when the rest of the base cures up and I go over a couple more shots of black.